Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the PL-300 exam preparation series where we are going to discuss the practice questions. Let's have a look at the topics that have been covered since the last video on the practice questions. So in this video, we are going to cover everything that has been covered since the last video, and it is mainly related to the visualization and analysis section on the exam. So the topics that we have covered include format and configure visualizations, apply slicing and filtering, apply sorting, edit and configure interactions between visuals, create custom tooltips, configure sync slicers, drill down into data using interactive visuals, configure navigation for a report, group and layer visuals by using the selection pane, configure bookmarks, configure conditional formatting, use a custom visual, choose when to use a paginated report, use grouping, binning, and clustering, use reference lines, error bars, and forecasting, detect outliers and anomalies. Before we actually go and look at the questions, there are a few important points that you need to remember. That so there is a topic that was very briefly mentioned in one of the videos where we were discussing generate series, but this is directly linked to one of the options which are available inside the Power BI desktop environment, and these are called as what if parameters. So we covered the parameters related to Power Query in detail, but we could not cover the what if parameters because these are not essentially a topic on the exam. But still, I would recommend that you just have a look at what if parameters and put a question if there is any issue, and I'll try to address that question. So this is very, very simple, but it is partially covered once we were talking about the generate series. So now let's start with the questions. Question 2. Which of the following filter options applies only to the specific visual in which it is defined? And the four options are visual level, page level, report level, drill through. So let's have a look at the result. So the correct answer is visual level. So if you have the filter options applied only to the specific visual, then these are the visual level filter options. So the other two are page level, which apply to the complete report page, and the report level, they apply on all the pages in the report. So visual level is the correct answer. Question 3. You have a report that contains a bar chart and a column chart. The bar chart shows customer count by customer segment. The column chart shows sales by month. You need to ensure that when a segment is selected in the bar chart, you see which portion of the total sales for the month belongs to the customer segment. How should the visual interactions be set on the column chart when the bar chart is selected? So we have the three options here: no impact, highlight, and filter. So let's look at the result, and the result is showing highlight is the correct answer. So if we have a look at the question, so it is related to the visual interaction options between the visuals. So in this case, where we have the segment in the bar chart selected, and if we are getting a portion of the total sales for the month, if we are seeing this, then this is obviously the highlight option, because if there is no interaction, then there is obviously no impact or no interaction is the setting. And if you are getting filtered results, then the filter option is selected. But in this case, for the scenario that we are having in this question, highlight is the correct answer for this question. Question 5. You plan to develop a Power BI report that has a bar chart to display the number of customers by location. You have a table named customer that has the following columns. So these are the columns in the customer table. You need to allow users to drill down by location. The report will display the number of each customer by country and drill down to province, state, and then to city, which are the two columns in the table customer. How should you configure the drill down in the bar chart? So we have these four options. In the legend field, add country. In the access field, add province, state at the top, followed by the city. In the value field, add country at the top, followed by province, state, and then city. In the value field, add country. In the legend field, add province, state at the top, followed by city. In the access field, add country at the top, followed by province, state, and then city. So let's look at the answer. So the answer says in the access field, add country at the top, followed by province, state, and then city. So here we can say that the actual goal is to create a drill down effect, and for the drill down effect we want to put in the bar chart in the access field the three things that we want in the drill down. So in the top we will have the country, then the next level of hierarchy is the province, state, and then if you want to drill down further, then it is the city. So the field on which we need to actually drag these fields or put these fields is the access field. The value field is normally associated with the numerical value, and this effect can also cannot be actually achieved from the legend field. So the access field is the correct answer. Question 6. You have a power pivot model that includes a KPI. You need to create a visualization based on the power pivot model as shown in the exhibit. So this is the figure that is being referred to in the question. Which type of visualization should you use? And the four options are matrix, KPI, multi-row card, and table. So let's have a look at the correct answer. So the correct answer is the matrix visual. So this is in fact a matrix visual, and we can easily understand it by just having a look at the year column. So if we had a table, then we would not have these kinds of values. It would have the same value repeated for all the blank areas. But here we have some kind of a hierarchy in the rows, and then we have something in the column. So this is just by looking at this particular point, we can easily see that okay, this is a matrix visual, and this is the answer to the question. Question 7. You are creating a Power BI desktop report that has several bar charts and a date slicer. You need to create a slideshow that can be viewed from the Power BI service. Each slide must display the charts filtered for a different year. What should you do before you publish the report? And the four options that are given to us are configure report level filters and then create groups that use the list group type. Configure drill through filters for each bar chart and then select selection pane. Filter the bar charts by using the slicer and then create bookmarks. Configure page level filters and then create groups that use the bin group type. So let's have a look at the result. So the correct answer is filter the bar charts by using the slicer and then create bookmarks. So we actually have this is the only option that has bookmarks in the option, and the functionality that is shown here, which we want to achieve, is that each slide must display the charts filtered for a different year. So if we want to have this kind of an effect, we will basically be creating different views and then create bookmarks based on each view, and for each view we will filter the bar chart by using the slicer. So this option which uses the bookmark is the correct option. Question 8. You need to create a visualization that compares revenue and cost over time. Which type of visualization should you use? And the four options are waterfall chart, stacked area chart, line chart, and donut chart. So let's look at the answer, and the answer is line chart. And this is very simple because wherever we have time, we always want to plot some kind of a trend. So if you have time as the axis, then the line chart is obviously the most appropriate option. So the answer to this question is the line chart. Question 10. You have a report that includes a card visualization. You need to apply the following conditional formatting to the card while minimizing design effort. For values that are greater than or equal to 100, the font of the data label must be dark red. For values that are less than 100, the font of the data label must be dark gray. which type of format should you use? And the three options that we have are color scale, rules, and field value. So let's have a look at the answer. So the answer is rules. So this is a case of conditional formatting, and we know we can simply go and we can create a rule based on the data label, and we can select a color based on the value that is being showed in the card visualization. So if it is greater than or equal to 100, we can specify the color to be dark red, and if the value is less than 100, we can specify the value of the data label to be dark gray. So this conditional format will be actually applied on the color of the measure or whatever thing that we are showing in the card visualization. So rules based formatting is the correct answer. Question 11. You need to create a visual as shown in the following exhibit. So this is a visual that we want to create. The indicator color for total sales will be based on percentage growth to last year. The solution must use the existing calculations only. How should you configure the visual? So we have a case of conditional formatting, and here the 5 options that we have, and we have to pick one option from this area. These include background color, data bars, font color, icons, and web URL. And then the other option is format by, and the 3 options given in the answer area are color scale, field value, and rules. So let's have a look at the answer. So for the first option that we have in the answer area for conditional formatting, the correct result is background color, and for the format by, the correct option is rules. So if we come to the question, this part is very simple because we have the background color on which the conditional formatting has been applied. And here if you come and have a look at the statement, it says that the indication is based on the percentage growth to last year. So the rule that has to be applied is not going to be based on the value of the total sales, but based on the percentage growth to last year. So we have 3 colors. So we will simply format it by background color and apply a rule based formatting, which is the answer for the second question. And here if you can see, we have 3 colors, red, green, and yellow. So if the value is 0 or might be some other area, then this is red. And then the yellow actually starts from 61%, 62.23%, and 63.02%. And any value which is greater than this particular value, then we have the green, because these all values which are in the green, these are higher than this particular value. So this is a simple rule that can be applied based on this column and not on this column, because in this column the rule cannot be applied because the values are a bit different, and here the question clearly states that it is based on the percentage growth to last year. So this is the correct answer to this question. Question 12. You are building a data model for a Power BI report. You have data formatted as shown in the following table. So this is the table with 2 columns. You need to create a clustered bar chart as shown in the following exhibit. So this is the bar chart, the clustered bar chart that we want to make. What should you do? So we have these 4 options to select based on the data and the bar chart, the clustered bar chart image. From Power Query Editor, split the machine user column by using a delimiter. From Power Query Editor, create a column that contains the last 3 digits of the machine user column. In a DAX function, create 2 calculated columns named machine and user by using the substitute function. In a DAX function, create 2 measures named machine and user by using the substitute function. So let's have a look at the answers for this particular question. So the answer which is correct is the first option, which is from Power Query Editor, split the machine user column by using a delimiter. So if we have a look here, if we apply a delimiter here, then this column will be broken down into 2 columns, which will have machine and then the user and then the download MB. So once we have 3 columns, we can simply go and plot this clustered bar chart. So we will have the download MB on the y-axis, the machine on the x-axis, and the user as one of the fields in the legend, or the field in the legend. So we are going to actually create a clustered bar chart. So option A is the right answer for this particular question. Question 13. We have this image, which is a bar chart, and we have the options shown here in the image. And the question is, what type of visual interaction has been applied to the bar chart above? So what type of visual interaction has been applied? We have to answer this, and the choices are filter, highlight, sub filter, none of the above. So let's have a look at the answer to this question, and the correct answer is highlight. So if we come here, we can see that here these three icons are actually representing the visual interaction, and here you can see that this central one, which is highlighted in black, is the one which is the highlight option. So that is why the highlight option is applied to this bar chart, and this is the correct result to this question. Question 14. You are a Power BI developer and have been handed a JSON file which contains a company specific theme. You applied the theme, but the color palette doesn't match the company's official colors. What should you do to rectify this issue while maintaining the other theme settings? The four options are: manually adjust each visual's color to match the company's official colors, modify the color palette within the JSON file and reapply the theme, change the report's default theme and reapply the JSON theme, create a new theme within Power BI desktop and discard the JSON file. Let's look at the correct answer. So the correct answer is option B, which says modify the color palette with the JSON file and reapply the theme. So if the theme is not matching with the official colors, we can always go back and modify the color palette in the JSON file, and then we can simply re-import that file and we can reapply the theme. So option B is the correct answer to this question. Question 15. You have developed a Power BI report for a marketing team that provides insights into the campaign performance. The team loves the interactive visuals but also wants detailed monthly transaction records for reconciliation tasks. How should you best address this additional requirement? And the four options are: add a new page in the existing report with a table visual displaying all records, instruct the marketing team to export the data from the existing visuals, design a paginated report specifically for the transaction records and link it to the original report, incorporate a matrix visual in the existing report for the monthly transactions. So let's have a look at the correct answer for this question. And the correct answer is option C, design a paginated report specifically for the transaction records and link it to the original report. So the important thing to remember here is that this statement, which says that you have to create a monthly transaction record for reconciliation tasks. So a lot of people, they want to actually reconcile their data, and normally they do it by taking printouts. And if we have some kind of a visual which actually has details, then the most likely visual is going to be the matrix visual or the table visual. And if we have hundreds or thousands or millions of records, then the data from that visual cannot be used to actually take a printout. And for reconciliation, where you can have unlimited number of records, the only option that is actually suitable for this is the option where we can design a paginated report, because we know that in paginated reports you can take out the printouts and the high quality pagination is available. So you have all the things which are suitable for taking printouts and sharing with people. So a paginated report which can actually kind of supplement the original report or the original visual is the best option for this particular question. Question 16. You plan to visualize your data using a word cloud visual from app source. You need to add the visual to your report page. What should you do? So we have these four options. From the visualization pane, select get more visuals. From the visualization pane, select import a visual from a file. add a Python visual to the report page, add a paginated report visual to the report page. So let's have a look at the correct answer. And the correct answer is from the visualization pane, select get more visuals. So the word cloud visual is not a native visual, and this is available in the app source as a custom visual. So you just need to go on the visualization pane and click on get more visuals, and then you will be able to actually bring in the cloud visual, word cloud visual from the app source. So option A is the correct answer. Question 17. You have a Power BI report that has one page. You need to configure the report to meet the following requirements. The page color must be gray. The color of the area around the page must be light blue. Which two tasks should you perform? So we have these four options and we have to pick the two options from these four. So the first option is set the canvas background color to gray. Set the wallpaper color to light blue. Set the wallpaper color to gray, and set the canvas background color to light blue. Let's have a look at the correct answer. So the correct choices are set the canvas background color to gray and set the wallpaper color to light blue. So if we have a look at the requirements, so this part, which is the page color must be gray, it is actually pointing to the background color of the report. And then around the page we have the wallpaper color. So the wallpaper color has to be light blue. So that is why option A and option B are the correct answer to this question. Question 18. You need to create a sales report in Power BI that meets the following requirements. Must display data in tables with headers and footers. Must print all data in the report. Must allow users to select a region value in the parameters. What should you do? So the four options that we have are create a paginated report with a table, create an interactive report with a table, create an interactive report with a matrix, and create a scorecard. So let's have a look at the correct answer. So the correct answer is create a paginated report with a table. So the three requirements that have been listed here, like the printing the data and then allowing the users to pick a region in the parameters, and obviously the table is there with the headers and footers. Only the paginated report can actually satisfy these three requirements. So that is why option A is the correct answer. Question 19. You have a Power BI report that contains a cluster bar chart visual. The visual shows the revenue on the y-axis and the month on the x-axis. You need to ensure that the users can drill down from the month to week to day. To what should you add the week and day fields? And the options include x-axis, legend, y-axis, and small multiples. So let's have a look at the answer. So the correct answer is x-axis, and again we have kind of seen this same thing in a few questions earlier, that we want to create a hierarchy which goes from month to day. So we have month at the top, then the week, and then the day, and we want to actually build a hierarchy so that the drill down functionality can be achieved. So we have month on the x-axis. So the week and day fields will also be added on the x-axis, and that is why this is the correct answer. Question 20. So we have this visual or a report page visual or an image here on the left side, and we have a question about this. Which statement can be inferred about the revenue trend and the properties sold trend from 2017 to 2021? So the four options are both trends moved in the opposite direction consistently over the years. Both trends experienced a significant dip in 2020 but recovered in 2021. Both trends saw consistent growth each year. A decrease in properties sold always results in a proportional decrease in revenue. So let's have a look at the correct answer. So the correct answer is option D. A decrease in properties sold always results in a proportional decrease in revenue. So if we have a look at this visual, which is a combo chart, we can see that a decrease in properties sold always results in a proportional decrease in the revenue. So here if you see that the trend of decrease in the properties sold is always resulting in a proportional decrease in the revenue, which is kind of easy to see and also easy to understand. So that is something which is evident from this line and bar chart combo chart. So that is why option D is the correct answer. So we have covered 20 questions related to the visualization and analysis section of the exam. So these are some of the sample questions that you can find on the exam as well. So make sure that you follow each and every topic and go back and revise the topic if there is any confusion or any query related to any of the questions. So that's all for this video, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.